Hi, everyone. So let's do a career and finance reading today because I feel like there's just a super energy going on around me that is filled with luck and um, upgrades and ascension. And it just feels like there is so much upward moving energy in the air today. So I felt like that would be a perfect time to look at our careers and our finances. So let's go ahead and see what we get. I like to pull an overall energy card for the reading. And we ended up with the Two of Swords. So it looks like you are potentially at some kind of a crossroads when it comes to your career, which may be why I was getting this feeling about upgrades and perhaps upward movement in a job. So, in other words, promotions or just landing better positions in different places, or perhaps going on and doing something where you work for yourself. But it looks like in your current energy, with the card that we pulled as the overall arching energy, that it hasn't happened yet, but that you're contemplating doing that you may be sitting on the fence about something. You may be trying to use your intuition to try to figure out maybe what your next moves are. The swords are all about intelligence and thinking and strategy. So it does kind of seem like this person doesn't quite know the answer yet, but she's definitely working on it. So that's where I feel you are, kind of knowing that maybe the place that you're in right now is not exactly the place you want to remain in, but you're not really quite sure yet what the next steps are. So we're going to move that card off to the side, and then we're going to do a 9-card spread and see what else we can find out to try to answer your questions about your career and your finances. So we have the Hanged Man, the King of Cups, and Justice. So the Hanged Man and the Two of Swords are giving a similar energy in the sense that you're not really making any big moves right now. This is more just about thinking. This is trying to just figure out where you're thinking that you want to go next, but you haven't really made any, not only moves, but you haven't really made any decisions yet. But with the Hanged Man, it does seem like there is a certain amount of enlightenment that's starting to come in for you, that it's starting to dawn on you what you may want to do. It may also be dawning on you with the Hanged Man that the current situation that you're in, the current job that you're in, I'm getting a message through this Hanged Man that perhaps it's more of a toxic environment for you, and you're really starting to understand that the job itself is maybe causing you more harm than good. So make that make sense for you, but I am getting that. With the King of Cups here, this is really telling me that there's something that you really want to do. There's something that your heart is telling you to do. There's a deep knowing with the King of Cups. The King of Cups has a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom when it comes to his or her feelings, his or her emotions, and using them to help guide his life in the best way possible. So I'm saying his because he's the king, but of course we all know that their gender has nothing to do with it. Anyone could be a king. It doesn't hurt to remind you of that. So, but it does look like there is something here that you know your emotions are really guiding you to do. And that's what our emotions are for. Our emotions are to guide us towards the right decision. And then we use our other elements. We use our sense of intelligence and our sense of action and all the other things to move the agenda forward. But the emotions are kind of our first clue that either something is wrong or there's something else, something better, or both. It seems like there's something that happened recently in your past that may have evened things out for you a little bit, with the Justice card falling here, it looks like maybe there was a little bit of a divine intervention when it comes to maybe some stroke of luck coming across for you, something that you were owed perhaps that you didn't think you were going to get, that maybe now putting you on a good footing in order to perhaps pursue whatever this goal is, whatever this thing is that you love so much, or this thing that you think that you would love so much to do as a career, especially because I'm seeing this 10 of Cups here. So with the 10 of Cups coming in with the Hanged Man, again, it's like it's really starting to dawn on you. You're starting to see that whatever situation you're in right now that might be toxic, there's a very different way of looking at work, a very different way of the way that you can make money or the way that you perceive money, or that's going on here, that you're starting to see it, that this could be a really good flow of emotional fulfillment for you versus just being in a toxic job all day. That's what I'm getting there. So then we have the King of Cups with the Tower. So this is a lot of feelings. This is a lot of deep feelings. I think that maybe the thing that sparked this for you, there may have been something that happened to you in your toxic workplace recently. Maybe there's a new boss, maybe there's a new coworker, maybe someone got fired, maybe you were transferred to a different department. Make it make sense for you, but there was some kind of a moment that happened in your work that really threw you for a loop that you were not expecting, and you already were feeling like you weren't really feeling this job anyway. And I think that what happened when that moment hit is it triggered in you this reaction of, well, hold on, wait a minute, maybe I have a higher purpose, maybe I have a higher calling, and maybe you wouldn't have looked at that had this other moment not happened to you. So that's what I think sort of the foundation of all of this even is. The foundation of you deciding, okay, I think it's time for me to make some kind of a change here. So then we have the Justice coming in with the Page of Wands. And so this is kind of reiterating what I had said, that it feels like something was done, something was said, something was given to you. Maybe with the Page of Wands, there was some kind of a message that came through. I'm almost feeling like you're the one who delivered the message though. So for example, if someone was transferred to a different department, that you really took a stand for that person and spoke up for that person and said, this isn't right and you need to make this right. Of course, that's just an example. So make it make sense for you. But I feel like there was a lot that really, like you felt like the rug was pulled out from under you or someone else, but you really stepped in and showed your power, in the sense that you are saying, you know, you're kind of making it clear that there are boundaries that need to be set and things that need to be fairly recognized. And again, I do think it's what's triggered you into pursuing and looking at your career and your job in a completely different way, and saying, this is maybe the time that I'm going to do that thing that I always wanted to do, that I always loved to do, but I just never did it. This is like your impetus for doing it. So, but let's keep going. So then we have the Six of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Wands. So yeah, of course, with this Six of Swords falling in here, you are definitely contemplating what it would be like if you were no longer in this toxic work environment. If you were able to sail this boat across to a completely different shoreline, and where everything looks like this, where you just are sitting on the shoreline here, looking at all of the things that make you the most happy in the world, whatever that is for you when it comes to this career endeavor that you're thinking about, whatever you're thinking about making this change to. So that's very heavily on your mind. And it's coming in with the Seven of Swords. And so I do think that this is just a more confirmation for me about the toxic work environment that you're in. Maybe there's backbiters, maybe there's competition, maybe there's secret competition, maybe people gossip and lie to make their way up the ladder before you can, or whatever that is. I know there's a lot of different toxic work situations out there. But this is really you, because again, we know this hasn't happened yet, but this is what's on your mind. This is you getting in this boat. This is like the day that you just go into work and you march into your boss's office and you just tell them you quit, and that's that. And then you, in your mind's eye, you think about your boss bursting into tears and begging you to stay. It's one of those things where it's like this is all in your mind. This is like what you fantasize about. This is what you think about. This is what you've been thinking about, that you really want to stick it to the man right now because you're just that unhappy with this situation. And of course, as we're talking about that, here comes the devil. The devil pops right up in our reading here with the Six of Wands. So this, to me, with the Six of Wands, this is in your very near future. So that's just so you know that. But you are going to very clearly have some kind of a victory over this toxic boss or this toxic colleague or whatever it is in your situation. You're going to definitely have a clear victory over it. So whether or not you leave, or whether it's just because you felt empowered to do something about it, we'll have to see as we go. But you are definitely feeling empowered here. This feels like a blessing from the divine, just saying, you've got this. You can handle this person. This is not hard for you. You've learned recently how to really tap into your wisdom, how to really tap into your knowledge, how to keep yourself calm, how to deliver a message in a way that people can't poke holes into it. They can't say, no, we're not going to listen to the boundaries that you set. You're going to make it very clear what your boundaries are with this person if you don't just straight out end up quitting. But again, let's see if we can figure it out as we go. So then we're seeing the Two of Wands with the Four of Wands. And again, this is more, I feel like this is more of the same, of this energy of you just being in your head about what it's going to look like when you do leave. Because we're getting the Two of Wands with the Four of Wands. So again, it's the same message that you have not yet done anything about it, but you can see yourself really celebrating. And you're not far off. In fact, you're pretty close in what you're thinking, because we do see in your near future you celebrating and you getting what you want and you getting what you asked for, or whatever that is for you. So it's good that what you're thinking about is really matching your manifestations, because they tend to come in a lot quicker when we're focused on them and we're living them presently. So, but let's keep going, because this is getting exciting. I'm kind of curious to see where you're going to go with this. So then you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the Star. So there is definitely something here that you do not see coming. There is an Ace of Swords with a Nine of Pentacles. And I don't think you see it coming, because right now I know that you are stuck in a hanged man position. And I also know that you are thinking a lot with the Six of Swords and the Two of Wands. I know you're in your head and you're thinking. So what I don't think you see coming is that you're going to get a brilliant idea with this Ace of Swords here. You're just going to be, as I like to say, lying in bed one night, staring at the ceiling, and all of a sudden you're going to say, that's it. That's the idea. That's the thing. That's what I'm going to do. That's the thing that's going to set me apart. That's the thing that I really know is going to be the thing for me. And with it coming in with the Nine of Pentacles, I know that it's going to have a good payout for you too. So, the Nine of Pentacles is the type of energy that you can release an old job because you have enough money with whatever this new idea is that you will eventually be able to release the old job. So, but I don't think you see that coming at all, because it's not matching the energy of the rest of the reading, but it's in your environment. So therefore, I think it's going to be a little bit of a surprise to you. But when it comes, definitely move on it. So then we have the Seven of Wands with the Queen of Swords. And this is what you want. This is what it looks like in your mind when you are doing this other thing that you want to do. Look how much peace this person is in, and look how much peace this person is in. Like both of these people just look like they know what they want, they know what they're doing, they feel pretty calm. Her sword is down. She's feeling protected. She's sitting on her little cushion here. So I feel like this is what you really want. You don't want to be in a toxic work environment. And I know that that seems like an obvious kind of a statement, but you would be surprised at how many people do like chaos and toxicity in their lives. And maybe you wouldn't be surprised. Maybe you understand exactly what I'm talking about. But clearly, you are not that. You are the type of person who doesn't want the toxicity. You just want peace. And this is exactly what I'm seeing here. So I do think that with the Queen of Swords here, though, even though your sword is down, I think that this sword is here because of this sword, this Ace of Swords that you're going to be given. And you're just going to always keep that sword right next to your side. This idea that comes to you in the middle of the night, this stroke of genius that hits you, which is what helps you to start your new business or get the new job or write the new book or whatever it is, make it make sense. You're always going to carry that with you. And you're always going to have that. And you're always going to feel at peace because of that. And that's exactly why the universe wants to give that to you, because you earned it. And then finally, oh, I love this. Your final outcome for this reading is the Star and the Six of Cups. So this really tells me that this is something, whatever it is that you have been dreaming about doing with the Hanged Man and the Ten of Cups, whatever that is, that you know in your heart of hearts is the thing you want to do more than anything as the King of Cups. It's something that you have always wanted to do since you were a child. Your inner child really, really, really wants to do this thing. And look at all this hope now. You have the Tower up here. After everything came crumbling down in your toxic work environment, which thank goodness it did, now you're going to be able to rebuild. Now you're going to have all this healing and all this hope, and your inner child is just going to be squealing with delight because it's exactly what you should be doing. So feels like this is perfect alignment. I do see a couple of sixes here too, which are also my clue that you're in perfect alignment. There is some advice here though to just get out of your head though. I did see a lot of thinking about things and not necessarily doing. So there was the Six of Swords, there's the Two of Wands, there's the Hanged Man, although the Hanged Man is the universe kind of putting you in that position. So there's not a whole lot you can do about that. That's more about changing the way you look at how you're going to approach the situation or how your career and finance can be linked to the things that we love, and they don't have to be linked to the job that you sit in every day in a cubicle or in an office or whatever it is. Make it make sense for you. But it's like changing your perspective on what work even looks like. But the parts about getting out of your head are more about the actual pushing it forward, taking the first steps to do the things, to start the new business, to start the thing. Which is why I believe this epiphany is coming in for you and you don't see it coming. So if you're just standing in the shower one day, just shampooing your hair and minding your own business, and you all of a sudden have this fantastic business idea, book idea, screenplay idea, healing mode, whatever it is for you, make it make sense. That's your sign. That's the thing, to go and take the first steps towards it. Wow, this is awesome. This is so exciting. So let's look at your chakras so that we can see if there's any clearing out we have to do, what kind of blockages you have. See what we can find out about that. So we have the sacral with dependent. So that to me is telling me very clearly that you are just dependent on this old job, that you can't get out of this toxic situation until, of course, you have some sort of a backup plan, right? Most of us can't just leave our jobs even though we want to scream at our boss and tell them we're never coming back. we can't. It's not really an option because we are dependent. So that's interesting. We could look at our sacrals, but let's see what else we get. Then we have Earth Star with depressed. That just made me feel so sad. So I'm sorry if you are feeling that way, but it's totally understandable if you are in a toxic work situation. And that may be the other thing that may be really triggering you to get out of this, that the universe is making it so bad in your current situation that you just feel like you don't have any choice other than to just get the heck out of there, which is exactly why I think the universe is going to give you this idea, because you did recently step into your power. And I can see that with the Page of Wands there and the Justice. So I think what I would like to concentrate on this time is your sacral, so that will kind of help you if this is a creative thing that you're working on, or even just to kind of get your inner child kind of sparked back up again. I think it would be a good idea to work on your sacral anyway. So for anyone who's interested in a free Reiki healing for the sacral, I'll have that in the description and in the comments. But let's keep going, because I did channel some ancestor messages before this reading, and I'd like to see if anything interesting comes out. Anything that makes sense or is relevant. So we have letter and we have legal issues. So this looks like it's something very specific that's starting to come out, which I like a lot. And we did see the Justice card back here. So for those of you who may have been given some kind of a legal letter recently when it has to do with your job, I think this is a very clear sign that this is the universe really trying to move you out of that situation. That could have been your tower moment. That could have been the moment that the rug was ripped out from underneath you, that everything kind of seemed to change at your old job. Or maybe this came in for someone else, or maybe with a letter and legal issues, it's just they want to change your contract out of nowhere, or maybe they want to change your benefits out of nowhere. That could be a lot of different things with letter and legal issues, but I'm still getting this overall arching energy, this idea that it's just the universe is really trying to make you so uncomfortable in your current job that you finally just will leave. When you have this idea, when you feel like you have the stability, when you're ready. But those are just signs from the universe that it's really telling you that it's time to kind of wrap this up, this dependency, this depression, whatever may be happening in this toxic work environment. It's really time to wrap that up. So then I think for a couple of final messages, let's get a couple of career and money cards on this just to see what we get. So we have cutlery with business tools, needing more money, and living well. So, and also this is cool for another reason, but I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so mostly what this card means is you can't just quit your job until you have enough money to do that, right? And then the universe is cautioning you that you still have to put food on your table. You still have to have a roof over your head. So it's saying not to move. That's why the universe puts you in the hanged man position. That's why the universe has you in a timeout. It's not time to move jobs. It's time to start the next one. And for some of you, it could be a food-related career. So if you were thinking about doing something in the food industry, then there's your confirmation for your inner child. And then the other one we have is sword. And this says, money conflicts, cutting corners, breakthrough. That's what this is. That's why we got this card. We got this card because of this card. This is your breakthrough. It's coming. Your breakthrough is coming. It's so clear. It couldn't be more clear. That's just your confirmation. And when it does, act on it. But don't quit your job right away, because that also came through. That's pretty clear too. So that's the reading. I would love to know what you guys are working on, or at least, kind of tell me the tea about your toxic work people, because sometimes it's just fun to talk about toxic people for a short amount of time. So, but let's go back to talking about your sacral chakra. So if you are still here and you are interested in clearing out any of your sacral to help you maybe not feel quite so dependent on your situations, and also to maybe increase your creativity, I will link in the description and in the comments, there will be a clearing healing Reiki video for your sacral, and it's yours. You can just click on it anytime you feel like it. But then also in the Raise Your Vibe in 5 book, I will find a page for the sacral chakra. Oh, this is a pretty good one if you like mango. So the exercise for this day, I found a page for the sacral chakra, and it just says eat some mango if you're able to. So if you like mango, if you're not allergic to it, if it doesn't conflict with any medicines that you're on, you know what I mean, then eat some mango, because it's really, really good for your sacral chakra too. So if you want to skip the video and just have another fun exercise to do, there you go. So anyway, that is your career and finance reading. Please let me know how it was resonant. And of course, we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.